Yeah, welcome to Family Time, everyone. We'll get into some formal welcomes later, but my name is Steve Johnstone. If you're here for the first time, great to have you. This is our fortnightly team meeting, and kind of didn't plan it this way, but it just started being called Family Time because that's the kind of culture that we were trying to build from the very beginning. We began 5 years ago, and there were always maybe 5 or 6 of us on this meeting, catching up every couple of weeks. And now there's 1,000 of us in the country, and we've got a growing team internationally as well. And look forward to introducing you to Deborah and Nikki from Spain a little bit later. But we always start our Family Time meeting by reading our mission statement. And what I've been doing recently, and I'm going to continue to do this, is to choose somebody who has moved up on the leaderboard. So our leaderboard, this is tracking the agent attraction side of the business, not the sales side of the business. In the left-hand column is frontline agents. So that's how many people personally you've sponsored. And then the right-hand column is total revenue share group, so the size of the whole group. And let me zoom in on that if you can't see it. So gold moved up, you've jumped over someone else. Red, unfortunately, means you've lost someone, so you went below someone. Sorry, Sharon. And then so there's been quite a bit of movement on the leaderboard in this last couple of weeks. I didn't do it 2 weeks ago, remember, because we were having issues with my EXP system. So Neil has jumped up. Neil's doing a great job. I think frontline stayed the same, but his group size has jumped up to 70. Well done, Neil. Skalk, David, and Ada have all moved up. Okay, so let me pick Barry. Let's pick you, Barry Fairley. So what you can do is, I'm going to share my screen again. Just read the mission statement and then make whatever comments come to mind.
I'm here.
How's it, Barry?
Look at you.
Yeah, good.
Awesomeness.
Okay, can you see it on the screen?
I do, yes.
Okay, great. So just read it and then make whatever comments come to mind.
Okay, our mission is to build a growing collaborative family of agents around the country who support each other to run strong, ethical, profitable businesses in which everyone caps and increases their personal income. Many will also become financially free through the EXP Revenue Share Program and Stock Award. In this way, as a group, we will find positive, disruptive change to the real estate industry in South Africa. Yeah, it is quite an honor to be able to be disruptive, and I can actually see how disruptive we are in the market and how fast this group and this industry and EXP as a whole is expanding, and the ethical and strong integrity of everyone in this business is just exceptional for me, and that stands out today, especially in the marketplace that we are in. And that is really, yeah, something that we can really take our hats off to everyone involved in EXP and the leadership, and each and every one underneath the leadership also, because it flows down, and it's quite interesting to see and experience such a vibrant and positive and disruptive change in the real estate industry. It is refreshing.
Thanks, Barry. Yeah, Barry and Vera, his wife, are going to build a big revenue share team. You can mark my words.
Amen.
I predicted that. And yeah, Barry and Vera are exactly the kind of people that we are wanting to join our business. They are strong leaders. They've had their own franchise agency before they came to EXP. They're already attracting high quality agents. They're good people. They're ethical people. They're godly people. So exactly the kind of people we're trying to build with Barry. It's great to have you and Vera on the team.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right. So that's our mission statement, and we are busy doing that. No question about it. Then welcome. So if you are here for the very first time, Deborah and Nikki, I'll actually call on you guys a little bit later. But if everybody else, if you're here for the first time, whether you're an EXP agent, and this is your first Family Time, or you're a guest, and you're happy to do so, obviously you don't have to. You can sit on the sidelines and be quiet if you want to. But we'd love to hear from you. Stick up a hand. At the bottom of of Google Meeting, there's a little hand icon. So just click it and it'll stick up your hand. And don't give a long speech because obviously we got a lot of people, but we'd love to know where you are, where you're from, and how you got here. Melody, over to you. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to electronically meet you all. I've actually recently signed on with EXP, and I'm in the process of my onboarding. And yeah, it's nice to meet you all. I'm currently based in Centurion in Gauteng side. And yes, I'm very excited to be joining EXP under Lizna's mentorship.
Brilliant, Melody. Where are you from? That's obviously an American accent. Where are you from?
I'm a bit of an international one. I've moved all over the world and I've lived basically a lot of different countries. I grew up in South Africa, so this is home for me. And I moved back a couple of years ago. I was living in the US in LA prior, which is where I first heard about EXP actually.
Okay, brilliant. Well, we trust you're going to be very happy with us at EXP South Africa, and welcome home.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anna, good morning. Anna, you're going to need to get your mic on.
Okay. Yes.
There we go.
Thank you. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's fine. I'm very excited to join EXP. I love the environment. I love the dynamics of the company. Excited to grow. Apologies for my video that can't go on. My Casper Sky is blocking it at the moment, but I'll get to it. And yes, so I'm based in Montana, Pretoria, Montana. So it's northeast of Pretoria. And we do have a very expanding market and area here. So I'm excited.
So Anna, you've just joined EXP, as I know, obviously.
Yes.
What brought you? What are you most excited about EXP?
I'm excited about the dynamics of the company. I used to work for an American company, Cisco, IT company, and EXP reminds me a lot of the virtual and IT background and support, and also the people, the culture. I love the culture. It's something different and it's refreshing. So yes, disturbing the market, I definitely already experienced that. But it's also exciting to be a part of this family.
Awesome. Well, so good to have you, and I trust that you will also be very successful with EXP. Anna, nice
Thank you.
have you.
Thank you.
And welcome to family time this morning. Okay, so kudos and thank yous is the next thing we do. So get your fingers ready to click the hand button because I want lots of kudos and thank yous. If you're here for the first time, this is, to me, one of the most important parts of the family time meeting every 2 weeks. If you are going to build any kind of revenue share group, one of the things you have to learn how to do is to shape the culture of the group you build. Now, there are obviously many things that we do that impact on culture. But, you know, I remember a guy was saying to me once, culture is how people treat one another. That's how you define culture within any group or organization. It's how people treat each other. And the most healthy, life-giving aspect of any culture that is positive is that people treat each other with respect and gratitude. You know, the verbal expression of gratitude is life-giving. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. You just take a moment to say, thank you. I want to thank you publicly for something you did for me. You know, last week I needed that document. I put up a message on the WhatsApp group. So my name is, oh, it was Christine. Oh, no, not Christine. It was Jana Sonkent. So Jana put a message at 7 o'clock this morning. Does anybody have EXP's FFC saved so that they can send it through? Christine then said you can download it from Okta. So she pointed her in the right direction. And then James, the good man that he is, actually just attached the PDF document. And there it was. There she's got what she needed. Now, this would be a great opportunity if Jana was on the family time meeting to say, James, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for doing that. You didn't have to do that. There's nothing in it for you. Okay, so I've waffled enough to give you the chance to stick up your hand. And let me hand over to the first person, Sandy. Good morning.
Gosh.
Can you-
Hi, good morning. Sorry, you caught me unawares now, being the first one called up. I just want to say thank you, first of all, to EXP. I've sealed and done my first deal. It's registered and I'm paid. I got money in my pocket. So I want to say thank you to Marie and Gavin Gericke in the background that assisted me with a smooth run. This deal was the shortest deal ever in my 9-year experience. Offer was signed on the 18th of September and it registered on the 5th of November. So kudos to them for the backup. Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant to hear that EXP's transactions team are on it. Well done, Sandy. So you know what that means? You now become a shareholder in EXP because you'll be given 2,000 rands worth of shares.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. I'm walking with a chip on my shoulder for today, a shareholder.
Well done. Paige,
Okay,
good morning,
thank
Paige.
you.
Is my microphone working?
Yep, all good.
Hi there. All the things that you said prior to the kudos, I was walking back from my swim this morning thinking that I'm not even sure who to thank for the culture in this company. So it's Andrew, it's you, it's my uplines, Dave, Sarah, Michelle, etc. But the culture is exactly what I'm grateful for this morning. Earlier this week in the listings group, somebody that you know actually quite well, Noreen Goods, put out the basics of a house that's not on the market yet. And I had just the buyers. The problem was it's not on the market yet because the older lady that's living in it is worried about what she could rent if she sells this lovely, huge house. And my client happened to have a rental for her just a few kilometers down the road. So it looks like it's going to be a match made in heaven. We took the clients around yesterday. The seller even went and took a peek at the rental place. And without the cooperation and the culture of, you know, us trusting each other, and it's just magical.
Awesome, Paige. That's great to hear. And I'm glad that Noreen is also doing deals together with you guys. Amazing. So, yeah, hopefully, guys, that's been your experience at EXP. It's a place of collaboration and of open-handedness and of positivity. And thank you, Paige, for bringing that out. It's wonderful. Morning, Kirby. Nice to see you.
Hi, Steve. Morning. Yeah, I just want to thank Andre and Lydia for always willing to help me out and meet me in Paul for a coffee. Onboarding my what do you call them? Agents, yeah. And in George as well, I've got 6 agents going to the George meeting, and they're going to help me with them. And you as well, Steve. Thanks for helping me out with the problem I had a while ago. Appreciate it. That's it.
Absolutely. Anytime, Kirby. You're doing a great job there building your business as well.
Thanks.
Morning, Jan. We'll be hearing from Jan later, talking about our OTP.
Morning, Steve. Morning, everyone. I wanted to, under this section, just say a special and really thanks to all the agents, but I just want to single out Alette Marais, who really gave good input, Andre Costa, who really went beyond giving me different things, and then also Irma Fitchett, who took a lot of time to help with some formatting because she's very skilled in that. So it's just so amazing to get this support from the people in doing this, and I'll show a bit more later. Thanks, everyone.
Cool. Thanks, Jan. Nice to hear it was a collaborative effort with the agents as well. Morning, Paula.
Good morning, everyone. Well, I want to give special thanks to Jan. I had a situation of a vacant land, about an OTP, which one should I use, sectional title, freehold. There was a whole debate on the group, so thank you everyone that jumped in to help me. But happened to be that this is not a vacant land, seems to be a farm, so I need another OTP, and Jan immediately jumped in, and yeah, I'm working on it. So thank you very much, everyone, and special thanks to you, Jan.
Thanks, Paula. Morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Steve. I also just wanted to say thank you from last time already. I wanted to thank well, everyone, for everyone that has just held myself and my husband up in prayer. He's presently in Living Hope for 2 weeks. And I am just so grateful for people that when we do ask, that they immediately respond. Sorry, I'm a little bit emotional. I called at very short notice Cheryl Santini. I had a couple of inquiries on my property in Durban North, and as you know, I'm in the Western Cape, in the uttermost part of Southern Africa. And the gentleman wanted a valuation for something because he saw the property that I have listed in Durban North for 35 million. And so I immediately remembered Cheryl. I know that she was one of the agents that I noticed previously, but I've never spoken to her. I called her, she called me back. She was on her way to a doctor's appointment. She got back to me. She said it's not her area, but she immediately gave me Ishmael Karachi. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And I contacted him and he contacted me, and he got hold of the client, went out and met with the client. I have subsequently opened the property to him, as he has a buyer who will be going to see the property on the 28th of this month. So I just want to say thank you, that even though at this point in my life I am sort of taking a very far back seat, and I've had to sort of step down and step away from a lot of things, it is just so wonderful to have the teams globally and nationally, and also Olivier from France. We've been in contact with a sale in France that he will probably be going to meet with the seller at the end of the month to find out if he can take a mandate on their property. So
Right,
I
Sarah.
just want to say thank you, and I want to thank you when I asked you
Thank
for a contact, that you put me in touch with Olivier.
No problem, Sarah. And bless you guys. I know your husband has had his challenges with his health and that they're ongoing, but bless you guys, and we pray that you'd know peace through it all. Morning, Noreen. You there?
Oh, I thought I put my hand down, but I just want to acknowledge what Paige said, how it seems to work. It's like a sprinkling of magic. And we're hoping it will work. And thank you, Paige. Let's see what happens. Thank you, Steve.
Noreen, how are the knees? I know you had both knees
The
replaced.
knees are coming along fantastically. Fantastic. I had both knees done at the same time. People thought I was crazy. Maybe I am a little bit, my sugar, a little bit crazy. But what the hell with it? You know, you're going to do it, do it.
Sure.
All the
Okay.
best. Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Thanks, Noreen. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Morning,
Bye.
Sharon.
Morning, Steve. Morning, everybody. I really want to say thank you to Jan for that new OTP. I used it this week, and it is so much improved and really made the job easy, and it's wonderful. Thank you, Jan.
Well done, Jan. Okay, guys, that's kudos and thank you. So the leaderboard, we actually looked at that a little bit earlier, so I won't revisit that, but more kudos that I want to give is deals over 5 million. Again, doesn't mean that if you do deals under 5 million that it takes any less work. I understand that, but let's just celebrate. So well done to Susan Zohar, to Anita Vessels. Wow, Anita, that is a great deal in Caledon. I'm assuming there was a hotel or a farm or something out in Caledon. That's a big deal in that area. Well done to Liz Nanell and to Keegan Bain. Well done, Christine. Christine's always got deals above 5 million. She's just crushing it.
She's amazing.
Yeah. Well done to Liesl Thompson and Kim Cole for collabing on a deal, as did Sandra Kutzer and Bertie van Sale. Well done to Anna Fernandez, to Concha. This is the second time in a row that Concha has been up there with a deal over 5 million as well. So Mossel Bay is obviously cooking. And then I think the biggest deal was by Elmarie Celias at Pinnacle Point, 7.8 million. So well done, Elmarie. That's excellent. Good deals, guys. Then cappers in the last couple of weeks. So if you're here for the first time, capping means that these are agents who have reached the 600,000 gross commission mark, and they're now capped for the rest of the 12 months, whenever their cycle begins. For their anniversary year, they will keep 96% of their commission. So a huge congratulations to Bernally Vermeulen, to Candice Reynolds, to Johan van Heestian, and to Matthew Venn for capping in the last couple of weeks. Well done, guys. Excellent. Upcoming events, you do know that it is the final big agent show of the year in George on Wednesday. So it's Wednesday afternoon. If you have any agents in the Southern Cape, this is an incredible event. It is so powerful. Ada van Zyl talks about onboarding. Andre and Lydia talk about some of the systems, and Andre does his ChatGPT training. Liz Nanell talks about our listing system and the transaction systems, and she shows a bunch of things as well. And then I talk about income streams, multiple income streams, how you can have, how you, all the different ways to make money at EXP. And it really is a very powerful expose of all of the value that EXP Realty brings. So if you've got people in the Southern Cape, maybe somebody do me a favor, in the chat roll, put the link, the registration link for that event. I forgot to put it on the screen for you. But if somebody can find it and put it in the chat, that would be helpful. Okay, so that's on Wednesday. Something else important happens on Wednesday, Sharon. You don't know? Shame on you. It's wrong to tell. No, it's wrong to tell people when's your birthday. Hey, but it's my birthday on Wednesday, so I will be. I'll be waking up early. My wife will actually still be asleep. I won't even get a birthday kiss in the morning because I'm driving up to George for the big agent show and then spending the evening there. So I'm sure we'll go out for dinner after the big agent show, whatever, and celebrate. Celebrate 51. Yeah. Getting old. Oh, the other thing that's happening in this coming week is the end of year celebrations. So we're not doing a big awards event this year. We rather wanted to do regional events so it's easier for agents to get there. Please look at the screen, take a screenshot of that to find out where the event in your area is. So George is on Thursday. That's the one I'm going to. I'm actually away in December when the Cape Town one is happening here. We're away as a family. So I'm going to go to George, combine it with the big agent show this week on Thursday. Then the following week is the one in Gqeberha or Port Elizabeth, Johannesburg on the 2nd of December, Durban on the 9th of December, and Cape Town on the 11th of December. Maybe somebody also put the registration link for the end of year functions. Please don't miss that. It's going to be awesome. It'll be a time of fun and friendship and laughter and networking and just celebrating the year. So please make an effort to come to one of those events. Then, still on upcoming events, we obviously are setting our sights on EXP Con, which is coming to Cape Town. So excited. February next year. It's the 18th and the 19th. I'll tell you why I've got the 17th there just now, but the conference is the 18th and the 19th. You need to be there, guys. I don't care where you live. We've got someone on the call I'll introduce you to later who is coming from, Nikki, I don't want to talk on your behalf. Are you coming to EXP Con? I know Deborah's coming. So we've got people coming from Spain to EXP Con. So please, guys, make every effort to be there. It's going to be an unbelievable event. And if you purchase a ticket this month in South Africa, you get 3 free Explorer passes. What's an Explorer pass? It's a free ticket to give to a non-EXP agent. We are allowed to invite agents who are not EXP agents to come and enjoy the conference and benefit from all of the speakers, and also just check out EXP from the inside, which is a great thing to do. So purchase your ticket this month. You get 3 free Explorer passes, and then invite some hand-selected guests, people that you would love to be there with you. Now, I've done that. I've got, I think I've got 27 hand-selected people. These are people that I would love to join our team, people that I think will be a good fit, people who are successful agents and I like what they're doing. I've invited 27 of them to join me at EXP using Explorer passes. So I purchased a bunch of tickets so that I could get the Explorer passes. And I've got 27 people who have agreed to come as my guests to EXPCon. That's awesome. They're going to have a wonderful experience, and they're also going to get to check out EXP from the inside. So it's a great opportunity, guys. Please don't miss it. Then, as part of EXPCon, Sharon, so your hand is up. Are you wanting to say something? Not? Okay. And then Bongi, is your hand up? I don't want to just ignore someone if they're trying to say something. Okay. So the cocktail party of the year is coming up. That's a bit ironic because I don't drink. But anyway, you can drink if you come to the cocktail party. I just won't have a drink with you. I'll be drinking my Coke Zeros. But I am hosting a cocktail party at my home on the evening before EXPCon. So it's Tuesday, the 17th of February. It's at my home. My wife and I will be hosting VIP guests. And how can you attend? Well, first of all, let me tell you who's going to be there. There are a bunch of the EXP executives who are coming to EXPCon. In fact, let me show you who they are. So this is Slack. This is our internal communication tool at EXP. So Adam Day is coming. Adam is the head of EXP for the UK and Europe. He's the regional head for the UK and Europe. He's coming. He's one of the oldest leaders at EXP, oldest long-time serving. Obviously, Andrew Thompson, who's the head of EXP South Africa, is going to be there. And a bunch of the EXP staff, if they're there. I think Sia will be there. I'm not sure who else from the EXP. Obviously, Harvey will definitely be there. Carl McNulty is coming. So Carl is the head of EXP APAC. So that's Australia, Asia Pacific, Australia, New Zealand, etc. So he's the regional, like Adam Day is for Europe. He's the regional head for that area. Carly Fink Maddox. Carly is the head of transactions for EXP. So she's like the financial head. She's coming to Cape Town. She's going to be at the cocktail party. Felix Bravo, who is the head of EXP International. Felix is going to be there. He's coming out for the event. Jose Borges, Jose. So I think Jose is coming. Nikki and Deborah can tell us later. He is the country head for Spain. He will be there, I think. Matt Jones, who is the new country head of New Zealand, just been appointed in the last couple of weeks. Matt is going to be there. I'm pretty sure Mike Walters will be there. Sarah Hutchinson. Sarah is the VP, which basically means the head of international marketing. She's a very senior executive. Sarah's coming out from America. She will be there. And then probably the second in command at EXP, the right-hand woman of Glenn Sanford. She's the chief marketing officer, Wendy Forsyth. If you've watched any of the EXPCon videos, she's always on stage with Glenn. Wendy is coming to South Africa, and she will be at the cocktail party. So, guys, can I tell you that you will very, very rarely be invited to a small meeting with some of the biggest real estate leaders in the world there where you can meet, mix, and mingle. Obviously, on top of that, we have got... I've got some guests that I've invited to attend of my own, and then we've got a bunch of the South African leaders that will be there. So if you're in the leadership mastermind, how do you get into our leadership mastermind? You've got to have, so if you look at our EXP leaderboard, at the top of it, the names with this little blue card, these are people who have qualified to be members of the mastermind. How do you qualify for that? You've got to have 15 people on your front line, 15 front line. So well done to Lisna, to James and Shelley, Andre and Lydia, Harvey, Neil, Sharon, Paul and Alette, and Christine. You're close, but not quite there yet. All of you automatically qualify to be at the cocktail party. All right, how can you say, little old me, I don't have 15 frontline, I'm pretty new. Here's how you can qualify. All right, if you get 20 confirmed, I have to confirm this with the EXP office. I'm going to confirm it with Bongi, and she's going to say, yes, 20 tickets have been issued. Okay, now who have these people got to be? Non-EXP frontline guests. So these are people that if they come to EXPCon, if they were to join EXP, they would choose you as their sponsor. not their co-sponsor, their sponsor. All right, so these are frontline guests, non-EXP agents. You get 20 of them to EXPCon, and it's confirmed with me by the office. You can let me know when you've done your 20, then I'll confirm it to the office. Then you're in, and you get a ticket to the, well, not a ticket, you get an invite to the cocktail party. Okay, so don't miss it. It's going to be awesome, guys. Then let's change directions, because I want to spend the last half an hour handing it over to the two. I've got two different groups of people I want to talk. First is our Spanish partners, Deborah and Nikki, and then I want to hand over to Jan to close the event. He's going to be just giving us some of the highlights of the new OTP, which Sharon mentioned earlier. So let's just talk about Spain for a second. I spoke at Brent's Build Conference in Barcelona a few months ago, and EXP Spain, I didn't realize how vibrant EXP Spain was and how many agents. They've got 1,000 agents in EXP Spain. So it's a market that's done pretty well. And when I was there, I met two wonderful ladies, Deborah Byrne and Nikki Powles, who are crushing it in their sales in Spain. But having heard me speak, we got into a conversation afterwards, and they were saying they wanted also to build a revenue share team in Spain. Now, it just so happened that I had shot a model explained video for Spain. Obviously, that's got different numbers. It's got different monthly fees. Everything's in euros. So I had to reshoot the model explained video for Spain, and I put that up on a website. themodelexplained.es. Okay, you go and check it out. And with that resource in place, I was kind of mulling over how I could get a group growing in Spain and support some leaders in Spain. And when Deborah and Nikki and I met each other, because of how the co-sponsorship arrangement works at EXP, it's been such a game changer, this co-sponsorship thing for EXP. It means that I can help them grow their business in Spain. They have agreed to use me as the co-sponsor for the people that we recruit. And then those people obviously are in all of our businesses together. So we're in business together now. We've already, in fact, got 2 or 3 people who have joined. I know 1 or 2 may be in the process of joining at the moment, but our group is already beginning to grow. So I'm excited about that. If you've got agents in Spain, or you've got friends or family in Spain, okay, think about this. You don't even need to know an agent in Spain. You just need to know people in Spain who would know an agent. You send them this link to the Spanish video. They watch it. They say, that's interesting. That looks good to me. Here's what we do. We're going to put them in touch with either Debbie or Nikki or Deborah, and we will use Nikki or Deborah as the co-sponsors of the agents that we have in Spain. So now you can recruit in Spain with a Spanish model explained video, and we've got leaders on the ground that you can use as co-sponsors so that they get local support in Spain. So I think Spain is a very interesting nation for us. Who do you know in Spain? Or who do you know that could know someone in Spain? I'll leave it with you. All right, with that, I now want to, okay, I'm just going to hit pause on my introduction because I'm seeing a bunch of text messages about Brad. Is there something I need to know? Oh, about Ashley, yes. I did know about Ashley's car accident. Shame. Yeah, I sent Ash a message this morning. She sent me a voice note just saying we were in this car accident, and a Ford Bucky came into their lane. They tried to avoid it. He also swerved. They clipped it and they rolled. And I said to her, and she said, but it's okay. God was with us. He protected us. We're okay. I said to, do you, like, that is so close to being fatal. A head-on accident and your car is rolling, chances are that's going to be fatal. And I said to her, first of all, I thank God that you're okay. And I pray that this will cause you to number your days. You know, there's that verse, oh Lord, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom, that your life is a breath, and it goes like that. So we are very thankful that Ashley is okay, and her husband. And sorry that they've been through that. So yeah, our prayers are with you, Ash. I know you're not on the meeting, but yeah, so send her a message, guys. If you do know Ash, please just send her a message with some good wishes. Okay, so back to Deb and Nikki. Ladies, I want to welcome you. So Nikki is the top frontline leader in Spain. Nikki sponsored Deborah into EXP, and Deborah is an amazing client for EXP. So Deb, I think I heard correctly last month, for the month of October, you were the second highest selling agent in Spain.
I was, yeah, I was. Thank you. We've got our meeting today at 1 o'clock, so we'll find out where Nikki and I are today, and we'll let you all know.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, let me hand it over to you first, Deborah, and then Nikki, you can pick up where she leaves off. Just tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you're doing in Spain, and whatever greeting you want to bring to us.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for inviting us to this lovely meeting. What a way to start Monday. I feel really sort of like excited and connected to you all. It's really inspiring. I've been writing like lots of notes. It's amazing. So I feel like I'm really excited to be coming to South Africa, by the way. I'll see you all there. It's a game changer, I think, these EXP cons. It was for me anyway. So yeah, I'm happy to be traveling to see you all, and I'm coming for 2 weeks, and I'm going to do safari as well, just combined with like a holiday. So we are in Spain, we're in Marbella, and I don't know if you know Marbella, but really it's like the Beverly Hills of Spain. It's very, very, very luxury. And EXP is just sort of like scratching the surface. So we're kind of like, we're in the beginning. So we've got a massive, massive opportunity. And we are blessed to have met Steve, because, you know, flying kind of solo, it's a little bit lonely, and we just needed a little bit of mentoring, and Steve's providing that, which is great. So we've got this fabulous opportunity. We've got lovely properties. There are only 1,000 agents in the whole of Spain. So it's about to explode. And this is a great time for us to co-sponsor with you guys in South Africa, because we're on the ground. So yeah, you've got my details. Please reach out. I'd love to connect with you all. Anything big or small, I'm here.
Great, thanks, Deborah. Thanks, Nikki. I just want to actually point out, this is what I've got on the screen there. This is Deborah's website, Burn Overseas. Burn with an E on the end, BYRNE, overseas.com. You can connect with Deborah on her website. It's a beautiful website. So Deborah's actually with EXP Luxury.
Yeah.
Yeah, which hasn't
really... And this is going to change, because we are now breaking into the sports and entertainment industry, and we are just building this as we speak. So this is new. So we're going to have a complete division for athletes and celebrities, and a very secure security package that goes with it. And nobody is doing this in Europe. So this is very new.
Sure, incredible. I mean, EXP are always on the forefront, aren't they?
Yeah.
Thanks, Deb. Nice to see you. Nikki.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having us here this morning. It's a privilege to meet you all, and I love your family, and the your culture and everything is amazing. As Debbie said, it's a privilege to be here on a Monday morning, getting inspired by you all. So Deborah is the luxury part of Spain. I'm actually half an hour inland, and I specialise in country and equestrian properties, so a slightly different market. And I would love to collaborate with anybody that wants to send people over here, and we will look after them very well, I can assure you. So I'll just tell you a bit about our area. So we live in a golf valley, which has international golf courses. We have the most marvellous beaches, and to do with coming out to South Africa, Steve, there was one little issue. Although we have 320 days of sunshine a year in our area, but we do live 2 hours from an international ski resort as well. So my daughter lives in the UK, which is only 2.5 hours away on a flight, and she always comes out skiing, and she's literally booked her skiing holiday for her and my 4 grandchildren on the 18th of February, which I didn't know. But I do think we're going to try and come for the 17th, 18th, and 19th, and then shoot off home. So that was a bummer. But for anybody that wants to come and stay here or have a holiday home here or live here, we do have golf, beaches, and skiing. So I've never been to South Africa before, so it's going to be an enlightenment to find out what your terrain's like. I know obviously you've got the safari areas. I mean, that's all I know really, so it'll be interesting to see your area. And
Great,
thank
Nikki.
you for having us.
You've got to come. Your daughter can just do some stretching and stuff in the first couple of days and just get into the ski, and then you meet them there afterwards. So, I just read, I don't have it with me. It's sitting over there. I've just read, in fact, let me get it. Give me 2 seconds. This is Jean Frederick's book, which I got copies for my kids as well. So this is one of my children. Yes. So he kind of launched this when Deborah, Nikki, and I were together at Barcelona. So that's Jean. So Jean is like the papa of EXP. He's Brent, he's Brent goes upline. He's the guy that really put EXP on the map. He's probably got 40,000, probably half the agents. In fact, it's probably more than half. You know that. It's probably sort of 60 or 70,000 of the 90,000 agents are in Jean's group. So Jean wrote this book called Be the Legend. And it's actually such a good book. I finished it a couple of nights ago. Gave it to my son who's 19 years old, and he's loving it. That's how it's written. Even a 19-year-old can like really get into it and relate to it. He's digging it. So one of the things he talks about is having written goals, handwritten goals. And yet you're going to see there, one of my goals is to host Build Spain with our team, Deborah and Nikki, in September this year. I don't know if I can pull that off.
You can.
We can.
And you will.
Because what I want to do is, as our group begins to grow, is I want us to start hosting our own events. And, if we can get 40, 50, 60, 100, 200 people to that, we're going to start seeing our group grow in Spain quickly. So can't wait to make that a reality, and a bunch of those other goals, which include all of you guys as well. So yeah, welcome to Deborah and Nikki, and I'm glad you guys could join us today. And then before I hand over to Jan to finish us off, who's just going to be giving us the highlights on the new OTP, which is contractual things. For those of you from overseas, an offer to purchase. It's a contract that we use when we close a deal. Jan is the attorney with our group, and he's recently revised the OTP. And as Sharon says, it's fantastic. And I just wanted Jan to give us some of the highlights. Before we do that, there are 2 hands up. I just want to make sure that these people are purposefully wanting to speak. Bongi, are you good? Melody.
I do have a quick question, if that's all right.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, so you explained that you have this video specifically for Spain. I was wondering, what's the process for other countries internationally?
Okay, so it depends. So let's start at the beginning. Let's say you know someone in another country and you think, wow, I'd like to introduce EXP to them. First question is, do EXP operate in that country or not? So if it's something like where are EXP not yet, like Mauritius. You know someone in Mauritius? Sorry, we don't operate in Mauritius. In that case, you've got to go onto the EXP International website, and I think there's a button there somewhere where you can propose a new nation. And it's a long process. EXP plan these things well in advance, and you're not going to get a decision quickly if you're wanting them to go to Mauritius. So just you've got to be patient and hold your breath. If EXP is in that country, then the first thing you want to do is get this person a well-presented explanation of EXP's model for that country. Now, that is why I have worked really hard at producing model-explained videos. So let's go through them. This one is for South Africa. Now, you're going to see they all look pretty similar, and that's because we know that this works. That's the South African one, themodelexplained.co.za. Then, if we go to here we go to Spain. This is the modelexplained.es. So you're going to see now, I'm trying to use why the model explained. This is the famous website. The .com is Brent Gove's one, and he's the biggest network builder in EXP. And so everybody thinks the model explained, the model explained, the model explained. So I just went and registered a whole bunch of model explained domains. So I've got the one for Spain, and there we are, we're using it. Then for America, because Brent uses the model explained and I wanted my own, I went and registered the modelexplainedvideo.com. So that's the US video.
Yes.
Then the UK, I haven't shot the video yet, but I'm using Adam Day's video. He's the head of EXP for the UK. He's got a 20-minute video. I think we can improve on it, but for now, I'm happy with it.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to just mute this person. Sorry. Okay, if you have a really compelling prospect in another country, like for example, Melody, we've got someone in New Zealand at the moment. He's a South African guy, he's one of the top selling agents in New Zealand. A young South African guy is crushing it there. His name's Johnstone. So through Neil Robinson's group, through Nick Lopesha, we've got this guy to the point where he's really interested in EXP. If he joins, I'm very quickly going to find a model explained website for New Zealand. I think I actually own the New Zealand one as well. And I'm gonna shoot a New Zealand video. So I will respond if you've got a compelling prospect somewhere and they join. In the meantime, let them get hold of me and we can find the relevant information for them.
Okay, wonderful. Please, if you can direct message me your WhatsApp details so I can be in touch.
Okay, sure, Melody, we'll do that. Who's your sponsored EXP?
Cynthia Kruger, and I'm co-sponsoring with Liz Nanell.
With Liz Nanell. Okay, great. You can always just get my details from Liz Nanell. Will you do that?
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then WhatsApp me and we can chat and see what you're up to.
Thank you.
Okay, beautiful, guys. I'm going to hand over to Jan. So, Jan, thanks a lot for serving us, and the floor is yours.
Thanks, Steve. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the invitation to talk about the new OTP. I'm going to probably move through it quite briskly. A number of you have been on the training sessions. I've had 3 training sessions over the last 3 weeks. It could have gone on, but I don't think I would have lasted much longer. So today I just want to highlight a few key changes, and thank you to Sharon for the compliment. I really want it to be a great OTP, an OTP by the agents for the agents, which comes out of industry practice. It's not just about law, because lawyers will write it in a certain way which makes it easy for them, but we're going to write it in a way which makes it user-friendly for a range of agents, you know, maybe the new agents, the experienced agents. And I know some of you have got your own OTPs, and that's fine, but this is one which you can bank. We know it works. There hasn't been litigation on it, because I also get involved in litigation and we keep it updated. So after this, after I've spoken, I'm going to post the videos of the 3 training sessions on Steve's group, which is a great way I can get stuff out to you, as well as the latest version of the OTP in Word and PDF format. I will post it on the group, and it will also be on the agency center soon. Okay, so I have thanked various people, and I made a point of thanking some of you earlier, but I want to, apart from the people I've specified, I want to thank a great many of you for your hands-on input, because you want something better and you want something excellent, and I appreciate that. So I'm going to now share my screen. Steve, I presume I can share as a guest?
Yeah, let me stop sharing mine, and then I just need to give you administrator rights, Jan. Just give me 2 seconds while I do that.
Okay, I'll just talk on as you do.
There you go. You're done.
Oh,
You're good. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Let me, I'm going to just share this now. Let's get this right. And Steve, I must say, in doing this training session, I've really come to admire your technical expertise. I haven't really been able to match that, but I do what I can. So, right. Can everybody see that nice and big?
Yeah, perfectly clear. Thanks, Jan.
Okay, great. All right. So before I scroll through it, I want to just make some comments, which are condensed from these talks and what the feedback I've got. The OTP, the property OTP is a unique contract in the sense that it's a mediated contract. Okay. It's not just buyer and seller meeting each other. And as an agent, you represent the parties to one another in a very mediated way, more than you know, okay? Because represent the interest of the purchaser in another way, and you keep them separate as you play a certain mediated role. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. The one, very importantly, is to protect your commission, which is a real thing, as what could happen is you could get cut out if the parties contact each other. That happens, or another agent gets involved or something. Another reason, very important, is that the sale of a home, and I touched on this in one of the talks, is a very emotive thing for people because the home is where they live, where they have their being, you know, and it's hugely valuable for many people. And so, you know, there's a lot of emotion involved, and if you're the go-between dealing with it in a neutral and a professional way, it can really help the parties. Interesting, once you have closed off the deal, that mediative type of role or mediator type role gets handed over to the conveyancer. And often a conveyancer, and I know this, we end up dealing with the issues of the two parties as it goes along, and it's very good that we're in the middle to keep the deal working well. So it's quite a responsibility, and you guys know that, dealing with people's lives and making sure their expectations are filled in a fair way and an ethical way. So we continue with that until we transfer the property and the commission is paid and the parties are paid. So in this way, your conveyancer needs to work with you as a partner, as I partner with many of you at times, and it's a very fulfilling thing. Now, this is a practical point as well, because the mediation style of the contract is also why information of the parties must be kept separate. And this was a good highlight which Alette Marais brought out early on, got to the point quickly in one of my first sessions, and we made a radical change. So this was not just the unveiling of the new OTP, it became a bit of a workshop in which we actually made a big change during it. So technically, this one I'm going to show you today is now version 8. All right, so the information of the parties must be kept separate, at least initially, for the reasons I've given above, okay, which makes it a little bit tricky. But that is why we have the format of the main information is at the end of the contract. It is like an appendix, but it becomes part of the contract. And putting their main contract information at the end helps you to keep them separate, okay? But at the same time, we want to ensure that you have one binding agreement when we finalize at the end. So it's a bit of a balancing act between keeping them separate and having full information. So, right, then the other thing I want to say is that I think it's helpful, from what I've noticed amongst how the agents are working, to see the OTP in two main parts, two separate parts. So the first and second pages, and I'm going to show it to you just now, and the fillable portions at the end, that is more a data capture exercise. You're gathering information which is fairly fixed, okay, who the parties are, the price, and the contact details, etc. of the parties. So I would suggest getting that information up front, filling out those sections, and there's also an overlap. You can use that information for FICA purposes and other purposes, and you fill it out. Then you have that concrete information. That helps you to move to the second part, which has the more legal substance, which is terms and conditions. So when you're looking at the terms and conditions, how are they buying it? How are they bonding it? Is there something special? Are there other conditions? Is it linked to another contract? Is there something about the contract, the property we should know? That is got more legal substance, but you can start to chew on that when you have the initial basic information. So you're moving from something concrete to something which needs more analysis. And I did make the point earlier on in one of the sessions that an offer to purchase is not just a form you fill in. It's a contract, so it needs some understanding and analysis, and you've got to understand what the parties really want to do and get it down so that they agree. Okay, that was my second point. My third point, and then I'll go through it, is the user friendliness. So we've really worked on it with the input of you guys to make it user friendly. You'll see that your main fillable sections, there's just one page, one complete page for seller or purchaser. They are separate, and there's only one page on purpose. So so everything is there in one look, and you don't have to deal with 2 pages. All right. That information in the fillable portion you can use for FICA as well. You can overlap it with the FICA form you have. You can do it somehow like that. And also it will be used to apply for a bond, and it might be for bridging finance. So it's designed in that way. Designed just to have the right amount of information, not too much and not too little. Like the 3 Bears story where the porridge was just right and the bed was just right. Okay, it must be like that. All right, so here it is. I'm going to go through it fairly quickly. So firstly, the fillable portions. Everything is in red is the highlights. It's not everything I've changed, but most of it. There we have it. The fillable portion, you'll see firstly the purchaser, not the seller. The main information about the purchaser, nice big spacing so you can fill in, chop and change a little bit for different address, physical, once again, not phone number, email address, and that's what most of the agents want. You can join if you like. Notice formatting at the bottom. Can I just hear quickly, are people seeing this well?
Yeah, we are, Jan. Every now and again you break up, but we're seeing the screen perfect.
Okay, sorry, I think there is a bit of a bandwidth thing in Cape Town at the moment, but maybe people can put in comments later, but I'll do my best. All right, there we see formatting at the bottom. Clear place to put initials of seller and buyer. Now we have the property. Now, I want to point out these little stars. You're going to see this throughout the contract. And that is a place so that you can know, I know you're not maybe in a hurry to deal with it. This is a place where you must make a choice. Delete whichever is not applicable. Okay, so it's going to be either full title or sectional title. Very important here to get a bit of detail about the property. As I've said before, if you don't describe the property accurately or you miss out a part of it, for example, a parking bay, it could be a deal breaker. So make sure your property description is accurate. Ask your conveyancer for a deed search. If it's me, I can assist. Right, so that is the first 2 pages. Okay, the fillable portions of the purchaser and seller. Now I'm going to scroll quickly to the bottom to get the other main fillable portions, which you can deal with separately. Now, when you see your purchaser at first, I would suggest starting with this. Get this detail down. You've got a place for purchaser 1 and purchaser 2, and that's courtesy of Andre Forster, which is a great idea to have it like that. Now, notice you've got nice spacing for your names. Some people have long names. And then drilling down in some detail as to how they're married, because that can be a deal breaker if you don't get that right. More detail here than on the front page. Your addresses, your phone numbers, everything you need here for you to contact them to get the bond, to do the bridging finance, and what have you, is all here. So we don't have to have comebacks. We want to avoid having to go back and forth to people as much as we can. Resident, important, that can have implications as to whether they are resident of South Africa or not. And then also importantly, name and ID of authorized representative if a purchase is a legal entity like a company, etc. Right. Now, we have the same, I'm just going through this rather quickly because due to time, seller is much the same except at the bottom, importantly, the seller must elect a conveyancer. And then also if there's a bond, existing bond, it's good to have that information down there immediately. All right. So maybe some questions at the end or in the comments, and I'll get back to it, but I just want to get through it. So that is the fillable portions, which you can do first, I would suggest. And of course, the seller will be later as you take the offer to the seller, or you might get the seller's information first, but not show it to the purchaser. Now I'm going to come to terms and conditions. Right, this is the meat of the matter. Now the black is really what we've all had before. The text is slightly smaller, or the font rather. This you know. This you know. Right, there's a change here where the sale is going to be subject to the purchaser selling his or her own property, or selling or just transferring a property already sold, just to distinguish the two situations where the financing is coming from the sale of the purchaser's property. It could be either must first sell and transfer it, or must just transfer it. And this is care is taken to bind the parties and give enough time, if you look at this, that the deal can't slip through the cracks, that they must be given the full time to do this, but not too much time. I'm scrolling down to the next section in red, which I want to highlight in terms and conditions. I think the formatting is very nice and clean. And here we have under transfer duty and VAT. Here's another change. So usually in these OTPs, it is for ordinary residential property. Remember, we have another contract for commercial properties where it's about business, it's about VAT. You know, it's for that. This is for residential. That's why the normal situation is transfer duty is paid. However, even in these scenarios, sometimes it's VATable because there was a business purpose. And if the seller is a vendor for VAT and VAT is payable, both things must be in place before it's a VATable transaction. In that case, there's a change here, and the purchase price is inclusive of VAT. In the other one, it was exclusive of VAT. So this is an important change. This is important because the purchaser needs to know how much they have to pay. They have to go and get a bond. It must be determinable for them. So when they give the purchase price on the front page, if it's 4 million Rand, it's inclusive of VAT, and they must go and get a bond for 4 million Rand. Okay? So the seller here...
2 minutes. Right. We're a little bit over time, okay. As it is.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I'm going to close off then. All right, I'm going down to water certificate. Plumbing certificate's been removed. Water certificate compulsory in Cape Town. Plumbing certificate is optional everywhere in South Africa. More space to put your brokerage when you're sharing in on your commission with others. And finally, yeah, that's actually it. I've come to the end. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, here we have, very importantly at the end, name of property practitioner and FFC. If, however, you have a candidate working with you, there's a place to put their name in with full detail and a lot of space. All right, so that brings it to an end. I hope that this will help you going forward. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me. And also remember, just a little homework note, I do conveyancing all over South Africa with my conveyancing paralegal, and you're welcome to use us. And thanks again, guys. It's been a pleasure working with you. God bless. Thank you.
One of the keys to building a successful business is to find good professionals that you work with. So if you are at all unsure about your conveyancing attorney that you work with, give Jan a try. And obviously he's an expert in the OTP with EXP users. So Jan, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Trust you implicitly. Respect your expertise, as do obviously EXP South Africa. So we're very grateful to have you. Guys, that brings us to an end. Sorry, we're a little bit late, but I wanted to cover a lot of things today. Have a wonderful 2 weeks ahead. If you want to get hold of Deborah and Nikki for any reason and you can't find them, just send me a message. I'll share their details with you, and we can all begin collabing across the pond, as they say. Otherwise, have a great 2 weeks, and we will see you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, Steve.